Welcome to Friday Fails. But. Why? Episode 7. Coming at you. What's up? My name is Jason.
And I'm Tyler, and we're here to show you how to do stuff.
Do stuff, or not do stuff, and learn from people who were trying to do stuff, but turns out they didn't know how to do that stuff.
Nope, they sure didn't. And they happen to be subscribers, which is cool. So if you're watching this and you want us to break down your videos, or at least take a glance and see if we can help you out, send them to the email down below.
jasondoyle922@gmail.com. That is my email.
Don't be trying to spam him either.
Don't spam me. Oh, for all you man bun haters, by the way.
He dropped the bun. Drop the bun man tonight.
It's just a man.
Should I do it too?
Oh, you could be double. It's happening.
All right.
No more man buns.
What up now, punks?
Just mans. Oh man, I can't wait to see all the comments from that.
Dang, mine smells good though.
Hercules, Samson, so many people of the past, so many strong, manly figures.
They call me the Thor of motocross. Dude, you know how many people are gonna talk crap about our hair?
Dude, there's so many people that are gonna talk crap about our hair.
Mainly because their wives or girlfriends are probably like, what are you watching?
Friday Fail?
Okay.
Hey,
wow.
Hey,
what was our channel again?
Those two women know a lot about motocross. Anywho.
Anyway, let's do some video breakdowns.
First one, BRAAP Life 101. That's a YouTube channel. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't checked it out yet, but go please check it out.
He's riding to his destination. Oh boy. Oh! Did you even check that one out?
God.
He's aware that he fell.
Ooh, I hurt my head.
His head is...
BRAAP Life is now Concussion Life 101.
Oh, I didn't knock myself out this time though.
So this isn't a new thing. So
we are a PG channel. PG-ish channel. PG-13 channel. So we're not gonna play the last little bit of language on there, but...
Your mom need to wash your mouth out with some soap. Oh man, you just let off. You let off going up the jump. I was just teaching a lesson on this today, so I'm glad it's fresh on my mind. So you have a jump face that's pretty steep here, and so when you have a steep jump face, it requires a lot of power to pull the suspension and get everything to float level, right? So like, if you hit something off the power, the suspension is way more prone to unloading, rebounding harder than it would be if you were driving through the face, standing in the right spot, pushing your feet into the pegs, and really pushing the suspension down. And then it's gonna kind of float up level rather than being kicked because it has nothing to drive it through the face, especially on steep jumps. That's what I noticed there.
That's what I'd say, because obviously it does look like his front end came down, right?
Yeah, you definitely ended it. And you let off, you can't let off. That's gonna give you all hucklebuck.
Thanks, BRAAP Life, and TOLs. All right, Endulo.
And what?
And whoa.
And whoa.
And whoa?
It's probably like
my worst crash of 2018. That's what this is.
Wow, another GoPro.
Title. Just chilling. Good tunes. Experience.
Oh, wow. What were you going down, an avalanche? Man,
so
first off, 35 views. You should have more views. It's pretty good.
Did you, your throttle get stuck?
No, he's off the gas. I think it was a really steep hill.
Is it a steep hill?
I think it's a very steep hill.
Oh, it is a steep hill. What can we learn from AA here?
AA has to work on some braking drills.
Yeah.
Okay, like there should really be no hill that should keep you from being able to control your speed if you know how to brake in the proper position. So one, you're sitting way on the front of the bike, so that lets me know if you were even on the rear brakes or had control of the rear brakes, there wasn't enough weight to get that back tire to bite and slow you down. But a lot of people, there's a misconception with braking or just misunderstanding of where to put your body when you're braking. You gotta think about stacking your weight over the wheel that's most important. And when you're going downhill, the one that's most important is gonna be the back wheel. You need that back wheel to bite because you gotta get your weight back. If you're on the front, you're going downhill, you're literally just gaining speed, okay? And if you hit the front brakes hard and you're on the front, you're gonna flip over the front. So you kind of manage that. It looked like it was kind of slick there too, so I'm sure there were some variables there, but I would just say practice braking in the right spot. And I know we have some tips in our videos on braking. Track those down. Find them somewhere over there.
Right up there.
Yeah. I hope you're okay.
Keith Skelton. Let's see. He says he keeps landing with his front end way down. I think it's my body position. Where are you at, Keith?
Oh my goodness, Keith. Oh my God.
That's why you wear helmets. All the time. Let's do it this second video. Oh, you have to see the face. Oh wait. That was
better.
Okay, that was a success, I guess.
Yeah, let's watch the second one again. The
Okay,
first one's hard to tell. You just really end up.
Let's take a look.
It's not so much a matter of body position as it is you being in the right amount of power.
Yeah.
So you're a gear high, and when you hit the soft dirt, it slowed your bike down to a point where it bogged. So you went down into low, very low end power, and you didn't have an. In sand, you gotta be in the higher RPMs to really drive through things. So I think that when you're hitting something that's really soft, it looks like you're in the dune somewhere, but look, when you're hitting something that's really soft, you really have to charge into it. And I know that that's scary, right? Because there's a lot that could go wrong when you're hitting things fast, but you have to kind of stay on top of the sand, so to speak, rather than sinking way down in. And most importantly, you need to be in the meat of the power. So maybe practicing on a jump that isn't super soft, of just being comfortable jumping in the meat of the power, meaning in the power band, like in the middle of the power band, not in the low of the power band, not in the super high RPM, but just like in the perfect spot of the power band. So
Okay.
when your elbows are way in, like
Yeah.
you are going
T-Rex
down.
arms. T-Rex arms. No bueno.
Oh man, the
man.
impact. If you think about how the body's built and how your muscular body's built in the front, you typically have more power with your elbows up and out, right? When you do bench press, you're not doing it here unless you're specifically targeting your triceps. So if you want to use the bigger muscles of your front body, you want to get your arms out wider, so you want to get your elbows up. So if your elbows were up and out, when you hit right here, your arms just collapse. They didn't have the strength to counter the force of the bike coming back towards you. So if you were up and out, maybe that would have given you a little more chance of just taking the hit and going straight. You didn't flip over the front, you collapsed and fell to the right. So it was more of a strength thing.
You should have been panic revving the heck out of this.
Yeah, you were just like,
You should have.
Here it goes.
This should be on YouTube called Greatest Panic Rev Ever. But it's not, because it's in mute. So if you panic rev, basic thing, if you're starting to endo, loop out, you grab the back brake. Endo, you really need to be starting to get that wheel spinning so it wants to come back to the ground. So hopefully that never happens to you again. But if it did, I'd be revving the heck out of it, making sure they can hear you 5 miles down the road.
like that, kind of.
That's not exactly what dirt bikes sound like.
What his bike sound like.
Is it
Two-stroke.
Alright, two-stroke panic rev. Gary
Buckholes.
Buckholes.
Or no,
That can't be the first time that's ever happened. This just can't be.
Gary Buckholes.
Gary Buckles. Oh, Buckles.
Buckholes.
Like the buckle. But not. Anyway, this video is from Club MX. It's from an open house where they open the Pro Track to the public. My buddy filmed me crashing. Yep.
Oh boy.
Got feeling it's coming up.
Oh yeah, you feel a head shake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get some.
No, you just got a head shake in those little chopping bumps. My opinion on what happened was your body position didn't look too bad, okay, but it was a little far forward going up a soft jump. So anytime your weight's a little far forward going up something like that and there's bumps, you have a tendency, or it's a little more likely that you're gonna lose the front end, or it's gonna be twitchy because you're compressing the front end more than you are the back. So when you're going up something like that, you kind of want to be weight neutral or weight back a little bit. We could go into many different things that could have caused this. Your suspension could be set up incorrectly, and you just got a little head shake and the back wheel lifted at the wrong time. Like, it didn't look like this is something that you do all the time.
As a note on that, because bike setup is really big for head shake and obviously increasing the rake or decreasing, so basically the distance between your front wheel and the engine. Point is, we have a video on that, how to set up your suspension, top 10 do's and don'ts, something like that. Check that out, we talk about that in there. Keep going.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't think this doesn't look like something that you do all the time. And in fact, your form looked pretty good. You were standing in the right positions. I think it could have been a little further back. And going up something where you're kind of jumping off into the flat, you want to land back wheel first anyway, so you would jump that a little further off the back. So yeah, think about that next time you go into that situation. But I wouldn't let this scare you. It kind of looked like, I mean, Chad Reed did the exact same thing, and he's Chad Reed. You know, the catapult at Millville where the front end twitched and he was just gone. So, you know, I think it's just a matter of like, you just caught a little rudder, a little edge. I would be really curious, if you watch this video, I would be really curious to hear if you've ever done that twice. I think that was kind of just a little freak accident.
Yeah. On that note too, don't be afraid to play with your bike. Obviously, if you're used to riding hardpack or something, you go to a super great prep track like Club MX here, obviously added a lot of sand, or they didn't add it, or it's just there or whatever. But it's deep, it's loamy, so you can play along with making that bike a little longer. So raising or lowering your forks in the triple clamp, which will either reduce or, you know, or increase possible head shake. So you can play around with that. Check out that suspension do's and don'ts. Oh, he's from Australia, so I'm gonna read this in his native tongue. G'day, Jason. This is my most recent stack. It would be awesome if you could feature this video in an episode of Friday Fails. Cheers, Barrett from Australia.
I honestly couldn't keep up with what he was saying because of the accent.
Let's go ahead and check out this video clip.
I mean, you don't sound like most Australians, but you do sound a lot like the crocodile hunter.
Yeah, croc, yeah.
G'day, I'm Steve Irwin. Holy smokes, that was too close.
Yeah, we're gonna check out this little Honda.
Oh yeah. You jump like Jason jumps mountain bikes.
That's literally how I jump mountain bikes. I'm the worst mountain biker jumper ever.
That's not true. I've seen way worse, but he does get a little unbalanced in the air sometimes.
It's not good.
I'd be curious to see kind of what was happening there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason forgot to put the good battery in again.
No.
Okay, Barrett from Australia. You sound like a crazy son of a gun.
Yeah.
He's laughing when he crashes. Question for you, and you can answer it in the comments when you see this. Was it windy? Because it sure looked like the wind blew your wheels out from under you. So anytime it's windy when I'm at a track, I just turn the bike the opposite way of the wind and let the wind help me bring it back. But that's probably a little more advanced. I think, honestly, you just kind of froze up in the air a little bit.
Yeah.
I think when you get tense and you haven't spent enough time on jumps that you're real comfortable with, moving the bike around, you really just have to be really comfortable just moving the handlebars around and just being in the air, but not being in the air like death gripping the bars. You just really want to be loose with your upper body.
Yeah. It's hard to say because we don't have that alternate angle, but you did say this is your first time riding a ramp. So you may just been a little tighter, just been a little bit not quite as loose, not really like, I can't tell what you're doing with your legs if you loaded the bike with your legs and then hit that ramp, because that's super important when you're hitting the ramp. You're never gonna have, it's consistent every time you hit it, right? Obviously the run up was bad, but you really still need to load the suspension properly before you hit that ramp.
Barrett, you gotta loosen up in the air, man. I think that if it's a GoPro video, just so you all know, if you're sending us GoPro footage, we can only give you so much.
Yeah.
We can only give you, we're kind of guessing at what went wrong rather than really knowing. So if you have video, send it in from like your buddy filming you crash.
Thank you though, Barrett.
Thanks, Barrett.
Good video.
Bye,
Barrett. David here.
Well, you get 1,700 views. Not bad.
Monumental off on November 6th of 2012.
Oh boy, where's he going? Oh my gosh. Wow, what were you thinking?
Not super sure what the end goal was.
Honestly, we don't know what you did wrong other than try to jump a rock pile.
Man, if we had an alternate view, we could probably be all over this one.
He had some rocks going up, obviously. He had some like head shake or whatever. Like, yeah, you hit some rocks and it steered you to the right, and then you kind of whiskey throttle and jump when you probably should just let off the gas.
And maybe on the approach here too, can't tell, but we just see hitting the gas a little bit at the end, as opposed to taking the 50 feet prior to the jump and then really planning out your speed to get ramped up to do whatever you wanted to do. I'm not exactly sure where you're trying to jump, if you're trying to clear that, but it kind of looks like just that last minute little throttle up there, which didn't I don't really know what you're trying to do.
It didn't work.
Whatever you did, it didn't work.
I think you just got a little whiskey throttle.
Yeah.
You hit the gas when you probably didn't want to hit the gas. After you hit the rocks that jerked your hand or jerked your handlebars, yeah, it wasn't great.
And your legs clearly came off the bike pretty quick, but you were already pretty sideways, so I probably would have done the same thing.
Moving on. Thanks you, Davis.
Thank you. From John Gogos.
All right, go.
I'm not sure if it's actually John Gogos,
Go.
but he sent this.
Go.
It is awesome. I don't know what that sounded.
That was a pig. This guy's dumbfounded. He's like,
But anyway.
did anyone see that besides me?
Yeah.
He jumped too far.
You think? Was that?
I believe he just jumped too far.
Clearly not a case of the underjumps.
And this guy knows what he's doing. He's laying on his back tire. Like, he obviously just misjudged where he was on the track. Because I think he jumped pretty level, landed with the back tire first. His hand came off when he landed, which is probably the real reason.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Hit his face on the handlebars. Knocked his goggles into his eye socket.
I'm not gonna make too many guesses about the quality of rider that he is or the experience that he has, but if you guys have ever seen, what's his name? What's it? Robbie Madison? Robbie Madison jumping off the Caesar's pedals? Hands came off or something, but like.
And he still rode it up.
He squeezed the heck out of it with his legs, is what I'm assuming. So like, you know, could this guy have rode out of this? I mean, he
probably was going in the bushes if
he was in the bushes, but if you can predict that something bad is gonna happen, you can really squeeze tight with your legs. I have no idea. I mean,
My hands don't. I've overjumped some crazy stuff. My hands never come off.
Never came off. But
What I do when I'm about to case or overjump something is I squeeze the bike, squeeze the life out of it so you can kind of take a little bit of the blow with your, first your suspension, then your legs, and then your arms, and then your face. Legs,
You know-
suspension, arms, face.
legs, suspension, arm, and face.
Legs, suspension, arm, and face.
Legs, suspension, arm, and face. Woo! Anyway, 9 out of 10. Could a pro rider have like landed that and just went off the track and kind of been all weird and goofy if there's no big rocks or something there? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So that sucks though.
So tip, make sure you're taking your time around the track to know the track and also know the speeds of the jumps. Always when people go to practice tracks, they should really take the first hour of the riding pretty thoughtful. You know, like really know where you're at.
Word up.
Word up.
Thank you so much for watching that. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two, or 3, or 4, or 7.
Or 7.
Comment below what's your favorite thing. Maybe you learned something, maybe you can help somebody who've had a similar situation. Subscribe over here, more videos over here, Instagram, Patreon, and you guys are awesome.
That was a lot.